Steve Jobs. Steve was born in February 1955. He's CEO and co-founder of Apple Inc. He's known best for the microcomputer revolution in the 1970s, also known widely for the iPhone, iMac and many others. Steve died tragically because of pancreatic cancer on October 5, 2011. Steve was adopted at birth in San Francisco. Paul and Clara were his adopted parents. Steve built a workbench in his dad's garage to become a mechanic. Although Steve didn't enjoy fixing cars, he just wanted to spend time with his dad. Wozniak attended University of California, Berkeley. Steve visited him regularly, leading him to attend Stanford University. Later that year, Steve enrolled into Reed College, Portland, Oregon. Jobs' parents couldn't afford his expensive college, so Jobs decided to drop out, which he had plenty of support from his girlfriend, Christiane Brennan. Wozniak invented a game which Steve himself took to Atari. Atari thought Steve had built the game and decided to give him a job. The co-founder said he was difficult and at times he was the smartest guy in the room. In 1975, Wozniak invented the Apple I computer. Wozniak showed to Jobs, which he suggested they sell it. Jobs, Wozniak and Ronald Wayne formed Apple Computer in Steve's garage. Jobs did all the building while Wozniak did the circuits and only showed up to the garage once a week. They received funds from a then semi-retired Intel product marketing manager, Mike Markkula. Brennan visited Steve in his parents' home regularly. It was then that they fell in love. She said she had noticed change in him. In 1977, Jobs and Wozniak introduced the Apple II. It was the first consumer product sold by Apple Computer. It was designed by Steve Wozniak. Jobs seen the development of the Apple II. Jobs and Brennan's relationship grew complex as Apple was growing massively. Brennan eventually took a position as Apple in the Brennan considered ending the relationship with Steve. She was approached by Roald Holt, who offered her a paid apprenticeship designing blueprints for Apple. Her decision was overpowered due to the fact she was pregnant. Steve was the father. Because of this, she said no to the apprenticeship and left Apple. Brennan gave birth to the daughter Lisa Brennan. Jobs had to give Brennan $350 a month, which grew to $500 when Apple went public. Jobs became a millionaire. Jobs was worth $1 million when he was 23, $10 million when he was 24, and over $100 million when he was 25. In 1983, Jobs lured John Sculley away from Pepsi-Cola to serve as Apple CEO, asking, "Do you want to spend the rest of your life selling sugared water, or do you want a chance to change the world?" Sculley and Jobs' visions for the company greatly differed. Sculley wanted to reorganize Apple and remove Jobs from the Macintosh group and put him in charge of the new product development. In response, Jobs came with a plan to get rid of Sculley, but the plan got leaked, and when confronted he said he would leave Apple. September 17, 1995, Steve Jobs handed a letter of resignation to the board. 5 other employees also left with him. In 1986, Jobs funded the spin-out of the graphics group, later renamed Pixar, from Lucasfilm Computing Graphics division for the price of $10 million. The first film was Toy Story, with Jobs credited as executive producer. Apple announced it would buy Next for $420 million, seeing Jobs return to Apple. The company sales went through the roof when the release of the iMac. On June 19, 2007, Apple entered the cellular phone business with the introduction of the iPhone touchscreen phone, with the use of the iPod as well.